Very gentle. So, lastly we talked about the crime.
Yes.
Right now, we're going
Drugs.
to talk about... Come on, what is drugs? Have you ever used any drugs?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Marijuana.
Really?
Ve
Yeah.
servis.
In some countries that is okay. Even in some states of America that is legal. Yeah. Of course. I don't remember which states, but in some states they are...
Belçika legal, but America.
In some states, it is legal, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you try that? Just wondered?
Yes, I tried
Mm-hmm.
one day, and quite-
What was the feeling?
Same.
Pilot.
The same as cigar?
Yeah.
Pilot.
Not pilot. Pilot after vodka and pilot.
I see. Okay, just try that. What else? Do you have any other, experiences?
Marijuana in other country.
You're Iranian.
Yes.
Yes, of
My
course.
name is Meysam.
Mhm.
I'm from Iran,
Yes.
and I
Never.
moved here for about 2 years ago.
For 2 years, I see. You open your mouth, I can easily notice your accent. Yes.
And you also
Of
say
course.
to same things
The
to
same?
me.
Exactly, yes. Yes. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Good try.
In other country,
Mhm.
marijuana prescribed as a medication.
That's true.
But in my opinion, it's not illegal, and
Yeah.
it's true.
Not illegal. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, legalization of these material is another story that we have to discuss maybe. Why does the government actually, ban the usage of these, let's say, material? What is the reason for that?
Unhealthy.
Sorry?
Unhealthy.
Lots of things are unhealthy, but they're okay. For example, cigar by default is unhealthy, but I mean, government says that's okay.
Marijuana very dangerous. Yeah.
How do you know that? Have you tried?
Killing.
Killing. No, he's
your
alive.
body.
Sorry? He's not human being.
Russia roulette, like Russia roulette, but he life,
Yes.
but I died.
Of course. Okay, before talking about it, what about others? Have you ever tried any other material?
No.
No?
Even
No.
a cigarette.
Even cigarette?
Extraordinary.
What about the hookah? I think people are okay with
Yes,
hookah.
hookah, yeah.
How many people are okay with hookah? Raise your hand.
Just
Really? Hookah.
Yeah.
No?
No,
Really?
it's dangerous than
Cigarette.
Cigarette, I see. You smoke everything?
Yeah. Two
Packets of
Yeah.
cigar every day?
everything.
Every day.
You are so.
The factory here. What do you produce here?
I go gym.
Really?
Yeah.
They're opposite.
New start.
Recently started.
Yeah.
And?
And walking.
I think generally people think that our physicality is important. I mean, we say, for example, cigar is dangerous, that is dangerous. Okay, correct. But I think people forget their mentality, their psychology. I think psychology is much more important than that, in my opinion. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree.
And
Agree?
why?
And why? My student. And why?
Reason.
Huh?
Reason.
Reason, of course. Because of why, you have to think. That is why I am asking why. Understand? So, I try to push you to speak, but still you're looking at me.
How
Okay.
to think to drugs, think drug issue.
Okay.
If you use for, how can I say, dangerous things,
Okay.
your mind is not working properly
Properly.
in that situations.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe because of that, governments banned for things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need to think. I love thinking, and if I use that drugs, my thinking is gone.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do? I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't choose it.
Correct. Yes, of course. One of the reasons is that.
Yeah.
What else?
Alcohol, drugs are making
Which one is better?
you are making other person,
Are making what other problems?
yeah, other person might change.
Mm.
You don't think healthy.
You cannot think healthy.
Yeah.
Can you explain?
Maybe I went to a crime,
I want to commit a
yeah,
crime.
yeah.
Commit.
But
commit.
there are a lot of rules. I use drug and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
I
Can kill someone.
Easily.
yeah, I do it.
Okay. Then prison.
The present. Yeah.
Okay. What else? Any other thing you want to say
About
about this issue?
crime or using drug.
Using drug
Yes,
that
First
you know. I
of all,
said,
you said crime and
Crime is
continue
another
with
business.
drug.
of course, of course. I said that generally people think that their physicality is really important, but I believe our mental issue is much more important than that. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
I'm a nurse and I guess physical health is important as well as
The mental thing.
mental.
Mhm.
It's related close together. I guess both of them is important.
Of course, both of them are important, but which one's importance outweighs the other one?
Mentalities.
Mentality? How many people say mental issue is much more important? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many people say physicality is much more important? Nobody. Okay.
Either both of them.
Okay. Why I say that? Because generally we pay attention to, let's say, sports or diets, or you're avoiding sugar, you're avoiding this, that. Okay, cool. But we forget stress. We forget those anxieties, those traumas. I think those and these mental issues, I believe, are much more destructive comparing to the physical things like drug or alcohol or something, other things which can cause, I believe. Why? Again, another why. Because based on our psychology, we try to do something, in my opinion. Imagine in the morning you wake up, whatever you do is, I think, most probably is related to your psychology. That the type of color that you wear, the type of thing that you eat, drink, type of music, type of activity that you do, all of these things, I believe, are related to our psychology or psyche. This is what I wanted to mention, but the question is, do you agree or disagree with that? People forget it. People neglect the mental things. Just focusing on physicality, I guess, is not helpful. What do you think of that?
I agree.
Agree?
I agree with that.
But
That's
how do you
mentally.
agree?
I agree with that mentally.
Really?
Mentality, yeah.
Okay.
Mental.
Can you give us some examples? Imagine tomorrow is Monday syndrome. How many people are Monday syndrome?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Not thinking that way Monday.
Okay, that is another issue. I don't
Yeah.
want to open that door now. There are lots of doors. We just open and close. We don't
If
continue.
you want to live happily, you need to strong mind. You need a strong psychology. And if you have that psychology, you are okay. You are good. You are good to go. You are good to go to the future.
Yes.
And I'm trying to live that way.
You know, I hear, maybe you hear too, there are lots of stories of cancer patients who could fight with cancer and who could beat the cancer. How?
With
Because of-
mentality.
Mentality, most probably.
Yes.
Mentality.
They say, I will beat.
I will beat him.
I have a sheer will. I love this expression. Do you know this one? Do you remember sheer will? Do you know?
Of course.
What does it mean?
We talked about it.
Okay, say that again.
So, if I choose something or if I want to do something, I'm certain of it and I will do it.
Very
I have strong mind, strong perspective, strong
Willpower.
willpower.
Yes,
and
the
I
will
will
is
do
short
that,
from-
I will do whatever I want, whatever I
Absolutely,
Select.
absolutely. That will represents willpower. That is the
Yeah.
short form of willpower. Sheer means strong.
strong.
How can we write this word?
Sheer. The other word is will, like Will. Yes. Like that. Sheer will is really important, I think, in our life. I don't know how strong you are, but you have to be strong, otherwise you cannot be successful in life. What else? Any other comments, any other, examples, experiences? I just try to push you to speak. I don't want to be very, classic, asking questions. I mean, this is the authentic conversation. I believe in authentic means real. I always say, we are friends, we are sitting at a cafe, another grammatical issue, and we are just talking. There is no specific topic at the cafe. Somebody says something, then conversation evolves. This is my mentality here in speaking clubs. Some people like it, some people don't, but yeah, this is whatever I just try to impose. And I think this is the reality. Imagine you go to America and you want to speak to somebody. There is no specific topic. Maybe there's a question, but that question can go to you can open different doors through that question. That's why I'm trying to just push you to speak, but I fail. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes I don't have a confidence, but after drink alcohol, I have a confidence and I can talk easily. Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, amazing sentence that you mentioned, but why? Have you ever given a thought to that? Have you ever thought about it? Why it happens?
No. But
Who has some experiences, answering this situation? Have you ever been in that situation, guys? That you don't have self-confidence? Maybe you're smoking or, drinking or whatnot. You gain some self-confidence. Have you ever?
Because you don't remember after that, I think.
You don't remember after that.
Yes, when you react something confidently, some situation across,
Yeah.
you should be more confident. But you prefer to take some alcohol or drugs, and you act like you have confidence. Then you forget.
Have you ever
what
tried?
No, I don't remember.
No.
yeah, I remember all things. Yeah.
You can remember all
Yeah.
or everything, but you feel, much more confident.
Yes.
But why? What is that the power of alcohol, or why do you think so?
I don't know.
Because generally, those people who smoke, it's a kind of pretension. Like they pretend that smoking can help. them calm down. But is that true? Our nurse, really? Smoking can calm them down?
For now, when someone smoking, because of nicotine, their CNN
Okay.
gave nicotine and makes them calm down.
Really?
More confidence, relax, and feel better.
Really?
I read an article about someone who feels less confidentiality about your future, about your characteristics, needs something to gain lots of confidence, to gain to read out to live out alone.
I understand. I
remember,
understand. But
this
I heard.
uh,
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
I'm not a killer, you know. Let's go ahead. But
and someone like that accept any alcohol, marijuana, and so on.
Mhm.
More
accept.
to get,
Okay,
to
good.
get more confidentiality.
Exactly. Okay. I heard a kind of experiment called placebo effect. Do you know this one? You're nodding. What is that?
Well, as I know, there's someone that who is sick of something, but in but the sickness doesn't have a solution.
Okay.
So they gave the person, oh, this is a pill. This is going to make you feel better. This is going to
Yes, make you feel better. Yes.
no, it gets you out of the sickness.
Okay.
But the pill is there isn't a solution.
Yeah.
The pill is only vitamins or something like that.
Mhm.
The person who is getting the pill thinks that I'm getting
The
better.
real pill. Yes.
That
Real
is
medicine.
just a psychological.
Psychological
I
issue.
remember that.
Placebo
Yeah,
effect.
I-
Google it. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, which means psychology
Yes.
is really important.
Yes, teacher. When I drink teacher, I don't think about future. Just I say what I want.
You forget the Bitcoin and those kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
I see. I see. I mean, a good sentence that you mentioned, like lack of self-confidence. Do you have that, guys? I'm asking from everybody. Do you think that you are not confident enough to, for example, speak English or whatnot? Do you have that problem in yourself? Have you ever? Yes. Generally, yes. Generally, yes. No?
Generally, in interview, for example,
Interview.
job interview,
Yes.
you should speak English.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It comes to me less confidence.
But why is that? Think about it. Think about it.
But when I am alone with that person, I can speak English
Properly. Very well.
properly, and yes. But when I am a group or some crowded area, I cannot speak very well. I don't understand the reason why, but
Totally normal. I know the answer for that, but first I want to hear what you have got. Good. What else? Do you have the same situation? When you speak English, you're not confident enough. How many people are like that?
some area, not every area, but some
One,
area.
two. No? Okay. Three. No?
Three more.
Oh. No? Okay, you're good. You?
It's not enough for me now.
It is not enough for you?
For me. It's not enough for me.
What do you mean it's not
In
enough?
English. my level?
I don't care.
Ah,
I can be a starter level, but you cannot expect me to become a kind of professional speaker. I am a starter level.
yeah.
I am A2 level. I am B2 level. So you have to
Push yourself.
you have to be realistic. You have to say that okay, my level is this, so I can be maximum this level. You cannot expect yourself more than that.
Maybe. Why not?
Why not? Okay. Have you ever? Yes.
I had self-study and I started with basic vocabulary
Possible. Possible. That's okay.
about even rain,
Mm-hmm.
tea,
Yes.
anything. And for 6 months, I get better to now. And when I heard that I have an opportunity to be here, I was so
Appreciative.
and so glad because I hadn't any partner to
Mhm.
speak to them, so I decided to come
To come here.
I know I'm not good, and I decided to be better by speaking not good
Mhm.
like that.
I see. I mean, two things that I have to mention. Number one is, you know, use it or lose it. As you said, I self-studied. That you said that I try to review even those basic words, which is totally okay. And I always suggested to students to do it regularly from time to time. I always say, imagine that this student is B2 level, for example. Every month, go back to the beginning. I mean, open your notes and study, review them. That is okay. It can be your listening note, your speaking note, your grammar note, your vocabulary note, and. Just review because use it or lose it. Okay. If you do not use the language, you are going to lose it. This is the reality. Another thing that you mentioned is about the confidence. You said. I forgot. Yeah, confidence. You know, confidence is really huge topic to speak about it. I believe generally adults, okay, are not don't have enough self-confidence to speak, let alone speaking in English. Maybe it depends or it is related to your personality. And imagine that you're speaking in your own mother language, mother tongue, and maybe you're not confident enough even when you speak to strangers or as she said, if you're in a kind of environment with lots of people, maybe you lose yourself or whatnot. I think the main reason for that is because adults are afraid of getting judged by others. That is the main reason. If you can eliminate this, nobody can stop you.
For example, at our country, people don't motivate each other. Instead of they prefer to
Laugh, mock,
yes,
mockery.
humiliate
Yes, I
when
understand.
someone speaks to English.
Mhm, mhm.
Maybe that person makes some mistakes grammatically or
You cannot satisfy everybody. You have to understand it. Okay, if there's a situation like utopic, ideal situation that you have the power to satisfy everybody, then you have to think that something must be wrong because it is impossible to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
You cannot, right? Second, people will always judge you. You cannot avoid it. Generally, everybody in this room, every human being has got a kind of area, imagine like they call it comfort zone. Do you know about it? Comfort
Yes,
zone.
comfort zone.
Zone means area, place.
Area.
Comfort means you're feeling comfortable, you're okay with it. Why? Because you are the only person who is there. Nobody else can see you, can hear you, can judge you. That's why you feel relaxed. But by the time that you're opening the door and getting out, you're vulnerable now. Which means that people can, of course will, not can, people will judge you, whether you like it or not. I think you have to be okay with yourself. You have to say that this is me. I'm not a perfect person. I can make mistakes. I follow this slogan that every day I should be better than yesterday. And I'm following it, okay? But because I'm a human being, I can make mistakes. I can, not be perfect. It's not possible to be perfect, okay? If you handle this, believe me, nobody can stop you. I did it before. I told you before, of course. My strategy to gain self-confidence, I don't want to say that I am confident enough. Maybe, of course, sometimes not. But you can, as she's doing, for example, record yourself. Go home and record. Be okay with it. 99% of people hate their voices.
Yeah.
When they listen, stop it.
That.
They don't want to listen. You know why? Because you judge yourself. If you judge yourself, game is over. You have to be okay with it, with yourself. Okay? Record your voice. I don't ask you to speak English. Speak in your mother language for 5 minutes. Say whatever you want. Open a kind of book and read it. Okay? Then listen to your voice, accept it, be okay with it. Be okay with it. Not cringing, okay? Generally people cringe, like that. Don't cringe. Be okay with it. This is the first step. Second step, that I have been doing this for ages, for many years. I cannot remember, I don't want to remember those first days. It was, nightmare, oh my God. This camera is judging. Okay, no problem, it can judge. Film yourself.
Oh.
The second, stage. Film yourself and be okay with it. Watch yourself totally. And for a couple of times, for a couple of maybe months and weeks minimum. Then you will definitely gain self-confidence because this is what I did. And it worked for me. Most probably it can work for you too. Okay? So be okay with judgment. Embrace yourself. Sometimes I'm using some strange words. If you don't know, just ask me. Embrace means hug. Embrace yourself means hug yourself, means accept yourself, okay? And practice. Specifically, you're talking about a language which is not your mother tongue. So whenever I ask the same question from generally students, I say, okay, can you speak Turkish very well? No, teacher, no. Why? You are a native speaker. No, I am not. Why? Because that is true. Because nobody is perfect. And there is no perfect speaking. Believe me. I believe perfect speaking is a prepared speaking only.
Yeah.
There is a kind of script. You worked hard. Imagine you will have a lecture. You memorize it. You work really hard, maybe weeks and weeks. Then you are lecturing. Yes, that can be a perfect one. But spontaneous speaking is vulnerable. Means it is risky. You cannot be perfect because you just speak spontaneously. So you have to be okay with it. Aren't you okay with the, let's say, fact that, for example, why can't you play piano like Beethoven? Do you go home and say, okay, why can't I play the piano like Beethoven? Why? And judge yourself. Do you do that?
No.
Do you say, for example, why I can't, let's say, play football like Messi? Do you kill yourself? You say no, you're okay with it. Nobody says and, okay? Lots of examples. You don't say that. But when it comes to English, oh, why I can't? Oh, that person speaks very well. But what you see is the result. You don't know. You cannot see the background. I mean, what happened to that person? How? I mean, that person's back. You have no idea about that person's background, right? So by considering these things, you can improve yourself. First, get out of your comfort zone. Okay, judge yourself, laugh at yourself. Okay, how? As I said, record your voice first. Be okay with it. Then, film yourself. Be okay with it. Next, practice. Definitely, you will gain self-confidence. You don't need to drink alcohol or whatnot. These are really these methods really worked for me, and I think they should work for you as long as you're okay with it. Do you have any other tactic or technique that you're following in order to be confident?
Not as specific.
Not specifically.
It's just come spontaneously.
Spontaneously. Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And let's take the first thinking, confident thing. My
You're
relationship.
hyperactive,
Yeah.
right? Really?
Yeah, no.
That's okay. That's okay. No problem. You're really hyperactive, man. Cool.
My relationship with the English language, like I said in the past, it's too long.
Yeah.
For 20 years maybe. And
For 20 years.
I grown with the English language, and I like the English. I like the language. And confident thing, I don't think I lack of confidence or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but I need to practice it, of course.
Absolutely.
There
Absolutely.
is lack of practice for me because I haven't been talking in the crowd or in the group.
Okay.
Never.
But this
I
is a
can
group.
say, but it's first for me.
First.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago I started it.
3 weeks ago, really? Time passes. Time
Time
flies,
passes,
man.
yeah.
Yes.
But I think I can handle it.
Okay, of course, why not? Good. What else? Any other techniques?
I gained an experience of my other friends that taken IELTS exam. They said you must about one topic of lesson like crime, like healthy lifestyle, everything. You must record your voice for a long time. You must have 6 or 7 recorded voice about that topic. You must listen from 1 to 7 and
Right?
it's so difficult because in Iran I can speak Persian
Persian, yes.
to in my opinion.
Say it in Persian.
Practice
Okay.
to get better.
Tamrin kardan.
çok İrani.
To drill, to practice.
Practice to get better about your speaking.
Absolutely, yes. Of course, there are lots of techniques or tactics or strategies in order to improve yourself. But right now we are talking about, how to gain self-confidence. Not just how to practice. That is different story. Of course, you're right. I mean, what have you done for yourself in order to be a confident person? Not just in English, in life, in different aspects of life. What are your strategies? Imagine, as she said, for example, there's a kind of job interview, and there's a huge tension. Your heart is racing. How can you calm down? How can I say stop it or maybe slow it down? What are your let's say strategies?
My strategy, don't think the excitement, don't bother it, and just focus and just trust yourself and just do whatever you do and free your mind.
Free your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't kill in mind. Don't kill yourself in mind. Don't kill yourself in mind. And just get over it.
I
Do
see.
it, yeah.
Okay. You have got your own way, your own method. Cool. What about the others? What? Please speak. I want to hear your voice.
I prefer to listen this time.
Listening is really important for speaking, correct? But by only listening, you can go nowhere. You have to push yourself. Understand?
That's correct.
Yeah, because this is your first time coming to this class and you see, oh, a bunch of crazy people are here. And yeah, maybe next time you can be better than that. Okay, she spoke. How about this person, this gentleman? Do you want to speak about, how do you improve your self-confidence?
You say listening is important for
Speaking.
language.
Yeah,
Speak.
yes.
And there is one professor for
Okay.
historical. He said this: you can a language for what's accent. You can read any epical what's the name? Şiir.
Point.
Poem.
You can
Read poem.
for accent.
For accent?
Yeah.
Who said
You
that?
know, Liber Ortaylı is historical professor.
Historical.
Yes, I know.
He know 5 language, and he's preferred for speak accent with accent. You can need speak with accent. You can read
Poems.
Poems. It's very nice exercise for this.
Okay.
I accept this.
You accepted that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting, yes. Accent is really controversial. Personally, I talked to so many teachers online, specifically to, let's say, native English teachers like Americans or Canadians. Generally, they were in awe why people, specifically people of Middle East, are looking for having a kind of American accent or British accent. They couldn't digest it. And of course, we talked about it. They say accent is not important, and I totally agree with them. Accent is not important. If you kill yourself, you will have an accent.
For English.
Yes, accent is your identity.
Yes.
Accent is who you are. Understand? Instead, I would say focus on pronunciation. Improve your pronunciation rather than your accent. Okay, I want to have an American accent. Okay, which American accent? Look at that map.
Yeah.
50 states. Each state has a different accent. All of them are Americans, but they have really different accent. Once I talked to an American English teacher a couple of years ago online. He said that I am an English teacher, I studied, English, blah, blah, blah, and I am native speaker, blah, blah, blah. He said, I am from the northern part. I forgot the state. He is saying, not me. He said that you cannot believe me. Whenever I go to southern part of America, like, where is southern part? Sorry?
Minnesota.
For example, yes. Close to Mexico, for example, those parts of America. He is saying that I need a translator. I cannot understand my own fellow citizens when they speak English. Really? And I said, are you joking? He said, no, I'm not. It's a reality. I need a translator because they speak English in a really different way. I cannot understand it, let alone non-native speakers. So, if you want to have a kind of accent, the question is why? Second, which accent? Answer.
How can you choose the
Yes.
accent?
Which accent do you wanna have?
For me, is American accent is easy. British accent is complicated for me because there is for like this French, there is not R,
Yes.
water,
Yes.
accent water and water.
Yes.
Where is R?
Okay. Which one
I
is
think
your
it's-
desired? Your which one do you desire? Do you like? British.
Maybe, but my favorite American.
Your favorite
You
accent
can-
is American.
You can use every country this American accent,
Mhm.
American English, but British accent is different.
It's difficult.
Like
For example, in American English, success, they pronounce like that. British English, success. I
No,
prefer
in American say there is
what-
success.
success.
Success.
Success.
Success.
Success.
Yes.
Success.
Success.
Success.
Successful. Yes.
American English, like the American dollars, there is everything. There are every countries.
Yes. Why?
Because America.
Another topic is coming.
Oh my god.
Because
With why a new topic?
The question for America.
Yeah.
I think 100 years ago, America is give to money every country
Mm.
for watch
Borrow mu?
for need like need. For example, it's French. I need the money. Okay, I am America. I give you money. This for like
Mhm.
and
Borrow değil mi? Borrow.
100 years later, every country has have these American dollars.
Exactly. Yes. Of
Yeah.
course. That is a different topic, but right now I think we have to just talk about the confidence and how to study, how to improve our speaking or whatnot. Of course, maybe next time we can speak about it. Just always I say, write down the questions that come to your mind on in your telephone. Whenever you come here, ask your question. This is yes.
Another opinion, I guess we shouldn't compare ourselves with others.
Absolutely. Judgment. Judgment comes from that comparison. We should not compare ourselves. Yeah, I would say ideally you can compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
This is the ideal one. This is what I do. We talked about it.
Yeah.
I compare myself to myself 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year, a year ago, 20 years ago. Is there an improvement or just fall? Understand? That comparison is okay. But comparing yourself to someone else, even your sibling, is not okay, I would say. Because you have different environment, you have different teachers, different situations, different people around you. Yeah.
I have a formula
Okay.
about these matters.
Really?
I give advice other friends.
Okay.
Uh,
Listen carefully.
there is a teacher on internet, on YouTube. It's his name Meysam teacher. I think you'll look it. You look him.
You can look at it right now. Yes. I see.
Good idea.
Yeah, I try to share my experiences with students, so to speak. But of course, it doesn't mean that.
It works everybody.
The strategies that I followed can work for everybody. But I think yes, there's a potential. They have the potential to work for you as well. I would say.
My English teacher said to me, I was mentioning my job interview. She said to me, I especially go to interview which is foreign language for English. Yes.
Okay.
They went to interview.
Interview. View. Yes.
Interview. And she get the job but she refused that.
Really?
Yes, she only make a practice
Mhm. I understand.
the
To judge herself whether she is good at English or not. No, it's a strategy. Interesting.
yes.
That is interesting. Really. Yeah, I mean, you have to find your own way, guys. I always say listening is really important. Listen a lot, but daily. Generally, the English journey of lots of students only happens in this language course. That I mean, language courses can be good, but they cannot be enough. Impossible. Impossible. You can have a perfect teacher, but the perfect teacher is not the only thing that you need. Can help you. I mean, teachers can help. We are help. We are guide here for you. We cannot. There isn't any kind of, let's say, how can I say, you name it, kind of situation that we open your brain and put English inside it, then you ditch it. There isn't. I mean, we can show you the way. Teachers are shortcuts. Teachers are guides for you. But I always say, in language, it starts with student, learning language, I mean. It starts with the student and it finishes with the student again.
Yeah.
Teacher is just showing you the way. Imagine like football. In football, of course, coach is important, yes, but the main thing is on player's shoulder. Players should play very well. Not the coach.
Good coach instruct.
Yeah, coach can help only. The same scenario. So I want to say that, I mean, every day minimum 20 minutes you have to spare it for English. Whatever medium that is, I don't care. 20 minutes a day minimum, but every day. Don't bring excuses. Oh, teacher, today is a kind of birthday, today is a wedding party, today is Bayram or whatnot. No, I don't get. I mean, 20 minutes is a must. Why, teacher? Very easy. Is there any day that you skip, for example, lunch or dinner? No. Every day you eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, minimum two meals,
Yeah.
maybe one.
Sometimes.
But you eat every day. This is my, only recommendation. First, learning English, let's say, should be your hobby. You have to love it. If you don't love it, you cannot be successful, whatever it is. If you don't love your job, you cannot be successful. You cannot be innovative. You cannot be, be creative. So first, you have to love English. It should be your hobby. Second, the hobby should be transformed into a lifestyle. These are experience.
Yes.
Lifestyle. Which means that every day you have to be engaged with English. Imagine your telephone's language should be in English. When you open the computer or your laptop, the language should be English. When you are using social media, for example, Facebook, whatnot, all of those social media languages should be in English. This is lifestyle. Minimum thing that you can do.
News English.
Exactly. Push yourself. Okay? This is lifestyle. But I don't know at what level you are. Which stage you are. Whether you start to like English, or do you really like English, or English is a part of your life. For example, for me, English is a part of my life. I cannot be detached from English because I teach it, I use it. Okay? I don't know about you. You must find it. First, hobby. After a while, lifestyle. If you wanna get, fast result. Lots of things that you have. I'm still learning, man. I have been learning English when I was, let's say, 10 or 11 years old. For many years, I still learn. Because unfortunately, English is a universal language and it is evolving. Language is a kind of living being. It evolves. it grows, it progresses. Before Corona, even for native speakers, they have to update themselves. Before Corona, nobody used to say use these words like pandemic. What is pandemic? People used to say epidemic. I mean, pandemic wasn't that much popular among people. Maybe among medical staff, I don't know, but among normal people, no. Or for example, let's say social distancing. What is social distancing? Okay, it looks English, but I don't understand it. After Corona, I mean, these words entered the day-to-day or daily conversations. Social distancing. I mean, you have to be just away, for example, and lots of other things. Lots of other things. For example, there is a word that I asked from a native speaker, he couldn't answer. Do you know the word half tourist? Half tourist. What does it mean? I asked this from an American, he couldn't answer. I don't know, he said. Do you know? Have you ever heard half tour? I'm a half tourist person. What does it mean?
Half tourist?
Half tourist. Half, yes, half.
Yarım turist mi?
What does it mean?
Göçmen.
It's a new word. Even native speaker doesn't know it because the language evolves. Half tourist is a kind of person who, imagine you live in this city, you commute to another city or another country, okay, and work there, then come back. You're half tourist. It's a new word, for example. For example, lots of them. Which means you have to update yourself, you have to upgrade yourself. And just language courses cannot be enough. It should be your,
Supplement.
yes, exactly, yeah. I mean, you can just improve yourself by asking questions or, mentioning something, socializing, I don't know. We need these things, actually. Yeah. Right? I talk about
Expected. Şu. Hafif turist.
Wait. Yes, exactly. Kinda. Not totally, but kinda, yeah. Because you go and come back. Go and come back. Like that.
You should always go and
Almanca'dan
Generally. Like commute. Commuter is another synonym for that. Do you know commute? Commuting. Commute can work in Istanbul because Istanbul is really big and it looks like a country. Imagine that you live in European side and every day you have to go to Anatolian or Asian side and come back. So every day you are kind of commuting.
Rich person.
You're rich, not me. Do you have any other questions? Why not? As a kid, I was very curious. I used to ask lots of questions. Really, and why questions?
I'm observer.
Observer today. Do you watch French?
Sometimes.
How many people watched French TV show?
Not TV show, movies.
No. TV show, TV series.
French.
French.
Fringe. No.
Have you watched? You watched?
No, Fringe. No.
Good.
I
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character? Olivia Dunham.
Phoebe.
Phoebe, the assistant?
Not friends.
Not French, French.
Fringe.
French. F-R.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
TV show.
I always recommend this TV show for people, but unfortunately people do not listen.
Sometimes maybe in the future. Maybe.
Yeah. Definitely watch if
Fine.
you're into sci-fi category. I love science fiction,
Fringe.
movies and TV shows, but generally they are very cliche.
Fringe.
But Fringe is something really different and really, high quality, in my opinion.
Nolan, I guess.
Not Nolan, no. J.J. Abrams.
Jonathan Nolan? No?
J.J. Abrams. TV series, man, not
I
movie.
know Fringe, but I thought Nolan.
Not Nolan, no. J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
I respect him. He's really
Jonathan
crazy.
Nolan, not. Maybe producer, maybe.
No. J.J. Abrams.
Look.
Yes. I watched it a couple of years ago. If you are into, for example, sci-fi, definitely watch that. Definitely watch that if you really love it. So, yeah, like that. No question? No? No question. No question? No? Any other question on listening, huh?
Next week.
Next week. Write down your questions. It can be anything.
Excuse me, what is the sci-fi?
Science fiction.
Science fiction.
Yeah.
Science fiction long, sci-fi short.
Yeah.
I'm into sci-fi category and I watch lots of TV shows. They're kind of good, acceptable. You know, the most cliche one is, you know, these days like Stranger Things. How many people watched Stranger Things? Stranger
Still
Things.
more.
No, nobody. Really?
Strange things.
You know,
Not.
they are normal, but
Finish
French is
this one.
Olivia Dunham.
I
I
watched
remember.
3 seasons.
You didn't like that?
Not much.
I mixed fringe
Kill him.
to person of interest. I mixed fringe to person of
Ah.
interest. No,
Person of
not make person of interest. Yeah, I mixed it.
Person of interest isn't it from
Another
the?
TV show.
French.
I think that is also J.J. Abrams.
No, gentleman.
Really?
Yeah, I mixed it to
Okay. No, that is different.
different.
It's a high quality TV show, really. If you're into sci-fi, I mean, high quality, in my opinion. It makes you think. You say why. Okay. No questions. The time flies, and we have to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.
You still continue.
I still continue. Yes, I'm a robot.